'cause I'm a potato.
The alien invasion of Earth will be met by a group of fearless warriors.
The Wonderful 101 may have suffered from a delay, initially intended to appear during the Wii U's launch window, but its release is now imminent, and we've been playing this well-pedigreed isometric superhero simulation. There's a full review on the way, but Nintendo has given us the green light to show off some of the early sections of the Wii U exclusive during this round of previews. The game is made by Platinum Games, with Twitter superstar Hideki Kamiya directing and Atsushi Inaba producing. These two have Beautiful Joe in common, and between them have worked on Resident Evil, Okami, Devil May Cry, God Hand, Mad World, Bayonetta, Anarchy Reigns, and most recently Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It's an impressive string of hits, and the more recent games on that list go some way to demonstrating the style of gameplay to expect in the Wonderful 101. It's frenetic, with the isometric viewpoint allowing for plenty of on-screen action as you guide your group of cohorts around, rescuing civilians and fighting off an alien invasion. The colourful setting and tilt-shift effect with high contrast and selective blurring is really quite engaging, making it feel like you're staring into a living toy box. Although as a member of the Wonderful 100, you've got some impressive superpowers like powerful jump and dash, you'll be most powerful when you team up with the other members of your team, Power Rangers style. The exposition is predictably drawn out and overacted, that's part of the charm, in cutscenes that reminded me of the Saturday morning cartoons of my childhood. That's not a bad comparison actually, because the Wonderful 101 taps into a distinctly Japanese style of entertainment. Much as those cartoons of my childhood ate anime, the Wonderful 101 is heavily influenced by the kind of Japanese live-action TV show called tokusatsu. Power Rangers is probably the most well-known example of that in the West. Each character has a signature colour, calls for their transformation to superhero, and generates those unique special effects style superpowers. These bumper superpowers are called Unite Morphs, and they use the heroes you've gathered, either your standard teammates or temporary recruits you've rescued along the way, to form a pseudo-digital construct similar in appearance to something the Green Lantern might conjure. Those are powered by battery levels, which can be replenished by picking up new batteries scattered around the environment. The early levels have a massive fist and a huge sword available via Unite Morph, as well as ladders and gap-traversing chains. They're activated by moving the right stick or drawing on the gamepad in a particular shape, and each one can be used to solve particular puzzles or fight off enemies. Those enemies are invaders from space called the Geth Jerk. The early instances of the enemy types are robots and gun turrets and giant monsters. It's not exactly Godzilla and Mothra, at least in the beginning, but the bosses are large and require some tactical thought on the higher difficulty settings, rather than the simple button mashing that beats them on the easy setting. The opening prologue sequence sees the Geth Jerk land in Blossom City, threatening an elementary school. Our unlikely hero soon shows his true colours and saves the day, but there's plenty more alien scum to fend off, and you'll need to gather all the scattered O parts that they drop when you defeat them in order to purchase new Unite Morphs and other useful items to use during your next mission. It's a little bit hectic, as you would probably expect from a Platinum Games release, and there's a definite Japanese slant on the styling and setting. That said, it's nothing that most of us in the West won't be well used to, given the penetrative nature of these cultural touchstones in much of our other existing media. There's plenty of action to get stuck into, and there is, at times, an impressive amount going on the Wii U's screen. The game can be played with just the gamepad, but if you are playing on TV, the gamepad becomes useful for interior third-person sections or power and inventory management. During several hours of playtime, we suffered a couple of minor glitches that needed a checkpoint restart, but it's nothing game-breaking and hopefully something that might easily be patched out on or before the game's release date, on August 23rd in Europe, 24th in Japan and Australia, and September the 15th in North America.